Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. In this video, I want to talk to you about the only existing modern country about which Allah has prophesied. It's a nation that Allah has told us in the Quran that it will form in the future. So it's really important that all of the true believers are aware that this is the will of our Creator and our Lord, and this is a huge, major prophecy in the Quran that has been fulfilled. So let's go over these verses, and you be the judge after listening to this video and learning about these verses in the Quran. So without further ado, let's just get started. Verse number 4 of chapter 17 in the Quran. I'm not going to read the Arabic. I'm going to start with the translation. So, and we decreed, we decreed for the children of Israel, or for the Israelites in the book that, so here is the prophecy starts. So Allah has decreed. It means Allah has told them, has written for them that this should happen. But what should happen? You will surely cause corruption on the earth twice. So this is the first promise. What is it? La tufsidunna fil ardi marratayn. So this is the first prophecy. What is it? You will surely cause corruption on the earth twice. And then there's another prophecy. Wala ta'alunna. This is the second one. And you will surely become superior and haughty with a great superiority and haughtiness. In Arabic, wala ta'alunna uluwan kabira. So there are two prophecies. So one of them I have marked with blue here, the other one with orange. So this verse is telling us that Allah has decreed two things for the Israelites. Number one, you will surely cause corruption on the earth twice. Number two, you will become superior and haughty. But has this happened? So let's look at it together. So the first promise, the blue one, has it happened or not? Yes, it has happened. So this happened once before the Babylonian invasion, when the Israelites disobeyed Allah's command and caused corruption on earth. So Allah had a plan. The king of Israel back then had another plan, and those plans clashed. And you know what happened later. Again, the same thing before the Roman invasion, when the Zealots basically caused a rebellion and were trying to cause corruption on earth. So, and then what about the second promise? What is the second promise? You will surely become greatly and totally arrogant and haughty. So this promise was fulfilled in 1947. It is actually ongoing. So, and obviously, as you see, the Israelites have, the children of Israel have become really superior when it comes to technology, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to manpower, and they truly, they are superior. But I want to point something very interesting to you here. The word that the Quran uses is wala ta'alunna. Says wala ta'alunna. It means that you will become basically superior. When someone is superior, it says, I am better than you. So if I come to you and I say, hey, I am better than you because, for example, I am from this ethnicity, or this is my race, or this is where I was born, because of this, I'm a better person than you are, and you are not at the same level as I am, or you are a second-class citizen and I'm a first level. So that is haughtiness. That's when the word aluwa, this word is used in Arabic. For example, we can use also this word for Hitler, when he was saying that the Germans are the superior race. So they were chosen, they were superior. So it's the same word. The same was used for the Pharaoh as well. Interestingly, when Pharaoh was discriminating against the Israelites, keeping them weak on earth, and had enslaved them. So basically, Allah is using the exact same word. It's a circle, right? It's a circle of the world now for the Israelites, because that's how they will end up treating. So let's just go to the next slide, and hopefully you will learn more. So this is verse number 5 of chapter 17. It says, so when the promise came for the first of the two, وَعْدُ أُولَاهُمَا, it means the first promise of those two. Which two? The two that we just talked about. If you have forgotten, go back and take a look. So first promise and then the second promise. There were two, one in blue, one in orange, right? This is when the first of those two came, which was the promise highlighted in blue. We sent against you servants of ours possessing terrible warfare, and they entered the very innermost parts of your homes, and it was a promise completely fulfilled. وَكَانَ وَعْدًا مَفْعُولًا. It means that this was a promise fulfilled. So at the time of the prophet, when this verse was revealed in the true Mecca, in the original Mecca, this promise had already been fulfilled. So, and we obviously know that it was fulfilled. First time it was fulfilled through the Babylonian invasion, and the second time it was fulfilled through the Roman invasions. So they both literally did the exact same thing to the state of Israel. But let's look at the next verse, verse number 6 of chapter 17. It says, then we gave back to you your turn against them. Against who? Against the surrounding countries, against your enemy. And we aided you with wealth and children. It says, وَأَمْدَدْنَاكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ. Amwal means wealth, riches. Banin means population, children. So again, you can see Allah puts the wealth as number one, because and we're going to get to that, because that is going to be very important. And that's something that you can see is some of the wealthiest and richest and more powerful people on our planet right now are actually the children of Israel, are the Israelites, or the Jewish people. And we made you more numerous in manpower. وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ أَكْثَرَ نَفِيرًا. So we made you more powerful. And again, that is true even as of today. So as you can see, Allah's decree that the Israelites would gain wealth and power before their second promise. So this promise was fulfilled in 1947. So Allah brought the Israelites back and supported them, helped them with both wealth and manpower. So and obviously something that you can do a research yourself, is very well known. You can see it across the world. It's not something that I'm making up of myself. Israelites, as you know today, have become more numerous and powerful through both Jewish and Christian Zionism movements. But you might ask, how does this happen? So Quran actually 1400 years ago prophesied about this and detailed this event, this phenomena, and how this is going to unfold and happen. Verse number 104 of chapter 17 details that for us. It says, and we said to the children of Israel, to the Israelites after him, dwell in the land. Which land is he talking about? Holy land. What we know today as Israel. Dwell in the land. Then when the final and the last promise comes. In Arabic, it says فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ. It means when the final and the last promise comes. So I ask you, which promise is this? This is the second promise. I told you the first promise was that you will cause corruption on earth twice. That was the first promise. What was the second promise? It was highlighted in orange, that you will become superior and haughty. So that was the last and the final promise. So it says when the final and the last promise comes, فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ, we shall bring you together. جِئْنَا بِكُمْ لَفِيفًا. We shall bring you together. Where? To the Holy Land. It says we will bring you all together to the Holy Land as mixed crowd. What does that mean? It means that you will be gathered out of various nations and Allah will bring them together. Again, you can call Allah, you can call Yahweh, Elohim, all good names belongs to him. So Allah will bring them together out of various nations to the land, to the Holy Land. And I have told it, and I keep saying that Holy Land is what we know right now as Israel and Jordan. And obviously Jordan was given to Ammonites and Edomites, and whereas the western part of it was given to the children of Israel. So this is Allah's second promise in the Quran that was highlighted in orange, that the Israelites should be brought back to the Holy Land. And this happened when this promise actually was fulfilled in 1947. It's still ongoing, but really that's when it started, around 1947. But Allah, our Creator, does not change. His ways are everlasting and they are constant. He does not change, and he does the same thing, and he has done this several times. So Israelites should know this better than we do. So let's look at verse number 7 of chapter 17. Here Allah actually turns towards the Israelites and addresses them. So if you're listening, listen. This prophecy has happened. Every one of it, every single prophecy from the beginning has happened. So everything will happen. I don't know when, but it will happen at the right time. So it says, if you do good, en ahsantum. So this is a message to the Israelites, to the children of Israel, that if you do good, en ahsantum, ahsantum la anfusakum, you do good for your own selves. وَإِنْ أَسَأْتُمْ فَلَهَا, and if you do evil, you do it against yourselves. Then Allah says, فَإِذَا جَاءَ وَعْدُ الْآخِرَةِ, and when the last and final promise comes to pass, which has come to pass, Allah has brought them all from various nations, brought them together in the land of Israel. So this final and last promise has happened. So when it happens, which has happened, at some point it's going to end up in something that will not be very pleasant for them. So the verse says at this point, لَيَسُوءُ وُجُوهَكُمْ. They, who is they? I'm gonna tell you, but it says they must make your faces sorrowful. لَيَسُوءُ وُجُوهَكُمْ. Basically, your faces become sad and sorrowful and upset, and they must enter وَلَيَدْخُلُوا الْمَسْجِدَ كَمَا دَخَلُوهُ أَوَّلَ مَرَّةٍ. And they must enter the mosque just like they entered it first time. And they must destroy with utter destruction what falls in their hands. So this is a very, very interesting verse. So who are these people that they are supposed to cause the faces of the children of Israel sad and sorrowful, and they must enter the mosque just like they entered it the first time. And how did the mosque even look the first time? And which mosque? Well, obviously we know this is talking about Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa. If you read chapter 17, it starts with the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So this is a prophecy. So, and then they must also destroy with other destruction what falls in their hands. So this is very interesting. So let's dissect this verse together. So as you can see in this verse, Allah encourages the Israelites to do good deeds on earth, which is the exact same message that Torah, the book of Isaiah, please read the book of Isaiah, first few chapters, book of Malachi, and other prophets have for the Israelites. Let justice flow. Let justice flow like a river. So that is the message, that I don't need your sacrifices. I want justice. I want kindness. So that's what our Creator wants from us, from all of us. So the verse also implies that the Israelites will again fail to uphold the Torah and do good deeds as they had failed before. So again, I don't know when this is going to happen, but I don't have the timelines. This might be 100 years from now, 200 years, 1,000, I don't know. But Holy Land, what we know as Holy Land, is destined for the righteous, for the true believers, and they will end up inheriting it eventually. And that's why you see the change in the verse, and suddenly Allah issues a command, لَيَسُوءُ وُجُوهَكُمْ. They have to cause your faces to become sorrowful. They have to, لَيُدْخِلُوا الْمَسْجِدِ. They have to enter the mosque just like they did it the first time, when there was no mosque over there. So and then they have to after they enter over there, enter the mosque, they have to destroy whatever they find over there, which is very interesting, because Allah commands the believers. There's a command in the Quran to the believers that they must enter the Al-Aqsa Mosque area and destroy what they will find in there. Remember, this is not talking about go enter the Jerusalem and destroy it. It's not saying that. That is not talking about that. Don't make that mistake. The verse is telling that they have to enter the mosque just like they did the first time, and they will find something in there, over there where the mosque is right now, in that area, and then they have to destroy that thing. Whatever that is, I don't know what that is. I have no clue. But at that time, whenever this happens, 500 years from now, I don't know. But at that time, when they enter, there's going to be something erected up there. Some construction, some symbol, some building. I don't know, an idol. I have no clue. But whatever it is on there, the true believers of that age, they will enter that area and they have to destroy it. And that will be very displeasing to the children of Israel at that time. Again, I don't know when this is going to be. But what I can tell you, and what Bible tells us, what Torah tells us, and the prophets, those books tell us, that there will be some sort of abomination set up on that area where Al-Aqsa Mosque currently stands, that needs to be demolished. So remember, this verse does not encourage or prescribe any sort of violence towards the Israelites or anyone else. And that's not how the righteous acts. That's how the Romans acted. That's how the Babylonian acted. But they were not the righteous. That's not how David acted. Can you find an evidence of a prophet of Allah entering a city and destroying it? Did David do this? Did Solomon do this? No, you really can't. So that's not how righteous act. That's not how true believers act. Plus, we are past that stage. That we are in a completely different era right now. But what the verse is telling us is that there is going to be some sort of an abomination that will be set up in that area. Something that will be very displeasing to our Creator, and Allah will bring the true believers, whoever they might be. I don't know who the true believers at that time will be, and they are going to come over there, and they are going to completely, in fact, Allah commands them to completely destroy that abomination. Also, for those of you who think the Temple of Solomon was over there on what we call as Temple Mount nowadays, please, I have another video. I will put the link down in the description. Please watch that, because the Temple of Solomon was within the city of David. It's in the Torah, it's in the Bible, and it also makes sense. It was within the city of David. So, and this was what we have today as Temple Mount. This was the Roman garrison. The same Romans that destroyed, fully annihilated Jerusalem, destroyed the state of Israel. And unfortunately, what you see nowadays is that the children of Israel go to the West Wall and they are worshiping the garrison, the Roman garrison. The same garrison, the garrison of those who destroyed the nation of Israel over 2,000 years ago. And that is sad, but it is happening right now. Please watch that video. No doubt whatsoever that the Temple of Solomon was located within the city of David, and we know where the city of David was, and it still is available. You can actually go over there and see it. They have unearthed it. Archaeologists, it's available. But our Creator has a good news for His servants. It says, it may be that your Lord will have mercy on you. Asa rabbukum an yarhamakum. It may be that your Lord will have mercy on you. But in case you go back to your old ways, in case you go back, we will go back. And we will go back to our ways as well. So Allah says, if you repeat the same mistakes that you repeated before the Babylonian invasion, before the Roman invasion, if you cause corruption on earth, if you become haughty, my ways don't change either. I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did before. I'll do the exact same thing. Allah, our Creator, Yahweh, Allah, Elohim, our Creator is saying that if you do what the Egyptians did to you in Egypt, He will do the exact same thing that He did to the Egyptians. It's really important. This is a strong message in these verses. It's a warning that don't repeat the same mistake that the Egyptians did. Because what happened? The Egyptians were keeping you weak. They were not upholding justice towards you. You were killing your men and your children. What did Allah do? Allah sent Moses and Aaron to save you from the oppression of the Egyptians. So Allah is the same Allah. God is the same God, unless you don't believe in Him. But if you believe in Him, He's the same God. He's the same Creator who created the heavens and the earth. So if you do what the Egyptians did, if you do not uphold justice towards those who are weaker than you are, if you oppress them, if you kill them, Allah will do the exact same thing again. So this is the message. But it starts with a very good thing. It says, "Afa rabbukum an yarhamakum." It says, Allah promises the possibility of mercy to the Israelites. This is Allah's final promise to them. This has been going from 1947. Allah has supported the Israelites in all their wars against the Arabs. Don't believe me. There's so many YouTube videos. Go watch them. See what happens. The entire Arabs got together. Their armies 10 times bigger than the Israeli armies. They have better weapons from Soviet Union. More advanced weapons. Israel, state of Israel, defeated them each time, humiliated them and their armies in a few days. Look at the war between Ukraine and Russia. It has lasted for almost a year and a half now. Israel defeated the entire Arab armies, Egypt, Syria, Jordan, Iraq, named it, all Arabs together, defeated them in like 2-3 days each time. Like a child. They ran away. It's not Israel who defeated them. It's Allah, our Lord, and His angel. They fought against the Arabs. Nothing against them, because I'm not trying. It's the reality. Go look at it. The second time they fought, Egyptians, Syrians, 3 countries got together. They attacked Israel at the same time. They had better weapons. In 3 days, Israel annihilated. I think it was 3 or 1 week. I don't know the exact dates. It's been a long time, but you can watch the videos. In a few days, Israel destroyed them and occupied big part of the country of Egypt and some parts of the state of Syria that's still Golan Heights as of today. Israel is controlling it. What we know today as West Bank was also annexed by the state of Israel. Why do you think that is? It's because Allah, Yahweh, our Creator, fought against the Arabs. And you might ask the question, why? It's because these people, Arabs, Muslims, what you see as current Muslims, they don't worship Allah. They worship Akbar. I have a video, please watch that. They don't worship the God, our Creator. They worship Akbar. That's why they say Allahu Akbar. Allah is Akbar. That Allah is Akbar. They have abandoned the Quran. They don't follow the Quran. The religion is the religion of hearsay, religion of hadith, he said, she said, that was written 300 years after the Prophet. These are insinuation of the devil. They destroyed the true city of Mecca, which is known today as Petra, Jordan. That is the original city of Mecca. And then they established 80 years after the Prophet, they established what we know today as Mecca in the middle of nowhere. Has no biblical value. There was nothing over there. The original holy mosque, Masjid al-Haram, sacred mosque, is still standing in Petra, Jordan. I have videos of it. It's still there. They worship idols. They worship stone idols in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. They worship the black stone, which is the head of the idol Al-Lat or Mithra. It has had various names. They worship the obelisk. They go stone the obelisk. They have a pedestal of an idol over there that they say this was Maqam Ibrahim, position of Abraham, and that it's a base and a pedestal for an idol is quite obvious. So because of that, because they turned away from their creator, because they abandoned his commandment, Allah fights against them. And my brothers, my sisters, you can't fight against Allah's command. This state is one of the two states. The other one is for the true believers, that's the promised nation of Allah. Is one of the other one is the state of Israel that Allah has promised in the Quran. This has to happen. Anyone who fights against the will of Allah will be defeated. Anybody, up until the time that Allah establishes the promised nation of Allah, and no one knows when that is going to be. Peace and blessings to all of you.